second to find this. Hold on, I have to check this message. Thanks, I guess. So I'm gonna do a feed today in this group. I had to come live because I want to talk about black magic and the difference between white and black. It's something that I saw on one of the Lightworker group walls someone was asking about. So I want to do a video on it. I had to kind of get up and go live. So I'll give it a second till some people find us and I'll share this out. Give me a sec. We're going to talk karma, energy, magic, black magic, free will right now. I'm excited. It's everything I live for, so give me a sec. I started to have like throat chakra problems at Stonehenge, probably because I just didn't drink enough water, making my little timeline jump on the way there. And so I didn't drink any water for like 5 hours, and it really messed my throat chakra up. I was kind of like, I don't know, I could tell if I didn't nap and sleep that night, I probably would lose my voice. And I was kind of coughing a little bit, right? And so now I'm having tooth problems, throat chakra problems. I told Brittany to get some of this. I just rinsed my mouth out with this TCP stuff. It's an antiseptic. They use it in the UK, right? Last time I had a tooth problem, when I first got here this summer, same tooth that I already had root canaled, I rinsed my mouth out with this stuff and it healed it really, really fast. So, and it tastes awful. It tastes really bad though. So I rinsed my mouth out with it. I was fine like when I went to sleep tonight. I woke up, my teeth's all messed up. So I'm doing that. I was looking at it this weekend like a good thing, like, oh, throat chakra upgrades. That's a good thing. The throat chakra aligns with the fifth dimension. So whenever I have weird stuff like this happen, I try to look at it like garbage coming out of your chakras or whatever. Good morning. So I see this post on one of these Lightworker groups. Sometimes I just kind of like look at these groups and I see concerns I'm always saying, right? So someone put a post up asking about sending black magic. About sending black magic. I see that happen a lot around us. I have someone that I told that was friends with my husband. We both know this person, Small Planet, right? We both know this person. They do live videos, and I see this mainly where people are selling spells. Like you see the post, right? I get 100 a day in my inbox. Want to buy a love spell? Want to buy this kind of spell, right? See, there's only one energy. It's all divine energy. It depends on the practitioner as to how it's being formed with their intent and used. If you are using any kind of magic for whatever purpose on someone without their permission, it's a violation of free will, making it black magic. If you're going to go ahead and put a love spell on someone without their permission, that's black magic. So I see a lot of that where people are selling love and light spells. But you guys need to understand that we're not allowed to do that without someone's permission. It's really a no-no around here. So this person's asking me about, well, what about karma? Karma is simply the energy that you put out coming back to you. Whenever you're doing anything here, you're only hurting yourself or healing yourself ever, right? There is only you. So you're putting out all these thoughts and vibrations and intent and energy on a daily basis, and it's only ever coming back to you. That's why it's very important that I'm always putting out good vibrations, because that's the energy that I'm putting out that's coming back to me. So I'm always trying to put out a lot of love and healing energy, right? So this person was asking all these crazy questions. And even Holly got drawn to the same post, right? The universe has people there, right? I noticed I got drawn to this post, and I'm kind of observing and giving comments. So after like 100 comments on this post, the person was like, oh no, I had someone use black magic on me, and I was just wondering. But I knew they were lying, and then they were in my inbox, and I gave them like a link, and they were like, thanks, I guess. Like a real dick to me too. I was like, listen, you know what? You don't have a lot of energetic understanding. You shouldn't play with things you don't know about, right? And so I was like, you know, you don't have a lot of energetic understanding, and you're no match for the light if you want to turn dark around here. You guys should know that, right? I mean, light wins dark in that dualistic third-dimensional perspective and way of thinking. You guys have always been taught that, right? Light wins always. What happens when it's dark in a room, you turn the light on, the dark dissipates. We're healers and alchemists. Anyone has the ability to channel this energy around us, and people are, even with no conscious awareness of what they're doing around us all day long, right? AKA sleeping people, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever we're focusing on, energy is going to be directed there. We need to understand that this is all energetic around us. And so whatever we're thinking about all day long, it's going to manifest into the physical. I see people that are light workers manifesting out of fears. I saw someone put a comment up on their page like, oh my God, I'm just going to be on the street, I think. And you need to understand that whatever you're feeding and telling your subconscious, it does not understand that those are your fears that you don't want to see. It thinks those are your things you're trying to create. So whatever you're thinking about all day long, you're creating that. And we need to set aside what our fears are of what could happen and start to focus on what we're intentionally trying to create around here. What is magic? Intent and energy. I mean, you can look at it like any kind of healing is energetic magic, right? It is harnessing, channeling, redirecting energy with intent to heal people. That's I view it as magic. I view everything around us as magic, if you know me though, right? Magic. So, you know what, there's a lot of people that are service of self or trying to channel the spiritual for dark purposes. I want to use an example of the elite with pharmaceuticals and things like that they're using magic on humanity with their pills and their things that they do, right? And they're not getting people's permission. They might be getting their implied consent, but they're not aware of what's happening. So I look at those as free will violations, where if you're going to be using magic against humanity for whatever purposes, dark or light, and you're not getting permission and people are not aware, that's dark sorcery. We see that a lot with pharmaceuticals. I think the word pharmaceutical came from the word sorcery. I've seen it on memes. So there's a lot of magic being used around here. I can only describe being on those pharmaceuticals as it was like I was put under a spell, actually. It was because when I came off of them, it was like I woke. I was already awake before that too, mind you. I kind of had this new awakening, and it was almost like the magic wore off. Like, that's the only way that I can describe that, being put on so many medications. It's like magic was used on me to suppress my abilities and my powers, because I lost my psychic abilities and gifts when I was on those pharmaceuticals in some way. Good morning. You should. Some people are telepathically tuned in. Lynn knows I'm live, right? My day off. I'm on vacation. Peace. Off today too, so I guess I'm on vacation indefinitely. I just need a day off when he's at work to chill and reset my energy after all this stuff I've been through. So I guess I'm taking tomorrow off too. I will check with his work schedule. I was like, I have to go live today though, because otherwise I'll feel like shit. I need to channel some energy out to heal my mouth. So we can talk magic. There is a lot of it being used, right? So this person then asks, me and Holly saw this, right? Holly's like, it's too early in the morning. Then they ask, well, if the person isn't aware that they're sending magic, then it's okay, right? And she's like, obviously you are aware. So people can use that as an excuse. People are not consciously aware of what they're doing around here. You can simply just be thinking negative thoughts about someone, and it can send a psychic attack type of energy to them. Shitty energy, right? It can actually manifest into a psychic attack, over the top kind of energy, right? So yeah, people are doing it a lot of the time not being aware, where people are just sitting around judging people and thinking bad thoughts about other people, and it is manifesting into that kind of dark energy, attack energy, whatever. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I wasn't consciously aware it was wrong to kill people. You have a good built-in internal compass to gauge what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing around here. If you're listening to your ego, it'll always, lead you astray, but you have a good intuitive compass. It doesn't matter if people are consciously aware of it or not. The energy that you're putting out is coming back to you. That is what karma is. Now, a lot of people do, the worst thing you can ever do with karma is something bad happens to them, and they're like, I hope karma gets that person. Karma's gonna get that person, right? Karma. And when you do that, you get the karma. If you ever wish karma upon someone else, then you get the karma back. So it's important to know that too, because I see that happen a lot where people have something awful happen to them and they're like, I can't wait for karma to get that motherfucker. And it will come back to you if you ever wish that upon someone else. It's just basically an energetic balance that keeps everything in harmony around here, right? That's how we learn. A lot of people don't have compassion for the shitty things they did with other people, but when it happens to them, suddenly they have a whole lot of compassion for themselves, right? It's to teach us how interconnected we are, that you could never harm someone ever without harming yourself. And a lot of people are harming one another on energetic levels, not realizing what's happening. It doesn't matter that they're not consciously aware. It still is coming back to them, the energy they're putting out. Hi, Brittany. I brought the stuff. I was like, I will forget what it is called, but I said, Brittany, meet my new dentist. Meet my new dentist, my new UK dentist. Apparently it's an antiseptic from France. I will be using it like excessive today. It made my mouth like instantly feel better. It really burns the fuck out of you and it makes your whole tongue kind of numb. So I think I'm just gonna do that like a ton of times. I took a whole bunch of turmeric and echinacea when I woke up too. And I got the honey. And I got the honey out too, right? So, I was telling you, metals are bad for your teeth too. They're bad for our nervous system, our body. They're real bad for your teeth though. You see a lot of dental problems going through this matrix nowadays. Right? They'll just say you need more fluoride, but it's really bad for your teeth on a lot of levels. And I told P that at one point in time, I used to trust these healthcare providers and think that they had my best interest in mind when I went to the doctor and the dentist. So I got my mouth real jacked up too, going through the matrix, just like my whole body, no different, right? So I was kind of explaining that to Pete because they live in a different world here, I swear, than America. It's just a little bit different there. Good morning. Good. I'm sending out crazy love. I'm just going to smoke and chill. We're talking about energy, energetic basics, right? I like to heal people because then it amplifies my abilities that every time you're sending out Reiki, it's like martial arts. You're going to get stronger at it, right? It's helping me because every time I'm healing someone or activating someone, I'm getting healed and activated. That same energy is coming back to me. The amazing thing is that when I'm doing activations, like I did a couple at the Rocks, and the ones I did like in person, crazy lit my skin up. So I'm activating my friend, right? And it's activating my third eye to the point it's lighting my entire skin up. And so anything that we're doing to anyone else is always coming back to us in how we make people feel, especially if we make people feel like shit, you'll feel like shit later. You'll be made to feel like shit later, right? If we're making people feel good all the time, you'll get that back and the universe will be making you feel good all the time. Thoughts are powerful. Everything is coming from your subconscious and the material level. Do you look at everything happening and manifesting here and at all the people learning here? A projection of your subconscious mind. Like I said, your subconscious can't tell the difference between sarcasm, what you want, what you don't want. So when we're like, oh my God, I don't want to be like here, your subconscious just created it for you. That's a lot of the problem. Our thoughts are so powerful and they have energy behind them. I say it's not the government that's the problem. It's we need to get a grip on our minds, and when we can stop thinking negative thoughts permanently, the negativity in our reality will go away on a collective level. That's how powerful these thoughts are. So a lot of people are sitting around and thinking, they don't like people, they don't like their job, they don't want to see their fears happen, and all this stuff, and it's going out into the collective, and it's forming the things that we're seeing that are part of the problems. These are thought forms with energy behind them. So, when we can clean up our minds a little bit more, which we're learning how to do after we wake up, because they're really a mess, just kind of going on autopilot and how we were programmed when we're asleep, it will really change a lot. Good, clove oil, I know. I was like, I gotta go find the healers. I had to get on video. I need the healers. I'm getting on video. I did this last time though. Yeah, I got the salt. I'm gonna do the salt too. I have a lot of salt here. I just ordered some bad stuff. I've been having a crazy time in my reality. I feel like I've been going like between dimensions and realms with all the traveling and stuff that I did. It's just too much to even put in words. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, and then I see on Instagram someone was playing at the pyramids when I was at Stonehenge, one of my friends, and they were describing it like that too. Like, I can't even put this stuff in words yet. I am like going between dimensions and realities and realms. Just give me a minute, right? So I'm feeling a need to integrate. I usually don't take any time off, but I'm just kind of chilling. I said I'm on vacation indefinitely. Like, and I'm not even joking, but don't worry, I'll be back soon. And if you need me, you know, I'm still around for my site, but I'm chilling for a minute. I think I'm going to clean my house today and hang out. I ordered a bunch of bath stuff too. Ordered a bunch of different bath salts I'm real excited to get. Let's see, I got some face paint. I want to do the warrior face paint. I posted some pictures. I want to practice to see if I can do it. So I got some face paint. I want to do some face paint stuff maybe today. Fun warrior face paint coming. So I want to do that too. What else am I doing here? I'm trying to think, right? I got a tapestry I want to hang on the wall. So I'm kind of doing some like changing stuff around. I got my pyramid tent, but it's orange, and everyone acted like I was retarded that I didn't specify the color. But the guy only had white ones for sale on his website, so I just assumed, right? So I'm not into the orange. I did set it up to see how it looked, and I'm trying to get a white one now. I just am stalking the guy again and emailed him, and I need a white one. And I figure orange is more like Francisco's color. He actually usually wears a lot of orange, right? So I was like, he has a pyramid, I can send him the orange one. I can gift him the orange one, I got him real cheap. So I'm trying to get a white pyramid tent. I have like this vision of what I want that room to look like. Like, I just have this vision. I said it doesn't go with my decor, I already have everything kind of picked out. So I did set it up, I'm loving it, but I gotta get a white one, so I'm working on that. Pyramid Live's coming when I straighten this mess out. I'm really on it though, and I'm excited about it. So I'm kind of changing around, making small changes here, but you can really tell. And we're gonna do some spring cleaning. Like, Pete's gonna get rid of some shit because I need more room for my stuff, my spiritual stuff here, right? We need more room for crystals and, you know, high vibing objects. So it's a good time to spring clean, right? I'm getting ready for spring now. We can make it happen faster. I'm sick of winter. Maybe spring cleaning, getting rid of the things you're not using. A lot of people have a bad habit of like they get something new and keep the old thing of the same thing, or keep things that they're not using, right? My favorite clutter areas are garages, basements, closets, and drawers. Junk areas that you throw all your junk in, junk drawers, right? Paperwork. Start to really clean stuff. This is about making sure the energy isn't stagnant in your life. The universe gets bored here. It's done every experience ever from the beginning of time infinitely. Think about it, right? It craves new experiences. We are at an advantage though, because the universe has never been you before. So you are at an advantage. You know, a lot of people have gone to see Stonehenge in Tibet like I want to do. But the universe has never experienced that as me, right? So we're supposed to be creating new experiences. The good thing about when we traveled, the energy moves insane in your life, right? The universe goes from me chilling at home to having to manifest this train experience complete with employees that work there, passengers, everywhere we went at the rocks and all of this stuff. It has to create all this stuff as I'm moving and journeying forward. It's creating my pathway. So the energy is moving rapidly to kind of manifest this stuff, right? So I'm coming back home and the energy is still flowing really, really crazy in my life. We just sit at home, hopefully, if the elite have their way, at our prison planet 9-to-5 job in our, you know, home reality where we're doing work and chilling on our days off, and that's their template until you die. They want us stuck in that box. So my soul has been feeling a need to travel. To travel, I would say since last December around this time, right? And I am feeling a soul pull to get out of my box so I can move the energy and keep the energy flowing and non-stagnant in my life. We're planning other adventures right now. I have stuff I'm working on manifesting. I'm studying the ley lines in London, and you know, I always say that I live on a ley line, but I put some pictures on the Reiki wall and it makes an X in the UK. And my house is right on one of those ley lines, just like Stonehenge. If you look at the map, you see Plymouth right there. And I swear to God, that's why I literally spent probably the first 4 months of being here crying every space storm and not working the storms and going through, you know, crazy energetic adjustments in my own life. But my house may as well. I'm going to get a map of where the ley line is in my house. I'm telling you, it's pretty much right on there. And you can feel it when these space storms come through. It's just like currents of energy. So what I was doing is sitting at home during these space storms when I was crying on the Reiki wall, right? Sitting at home, not feeling so hot, probably Ascension flu, whatever. Sherry was not feeling good before we went to Stonehenge. I wasn't feeling so hot. We went there and did this trip, and it pretty much instant healed us to get out and flow with that energy. They say that Stonehenge is a really amazing place to reconnect yourself with that source energy on every level. I was watching, since I'm on vacation, right? I never watch YouTube videos. Since I'm on vacation, I told you guys the night before last, I watched all the Crystal Skull stuff. And on the British Museum, I'm trying to see what they have in there hidden, right? And then last night, I was watching a lot of stuff on Stonehenge, the Druids, portholes and gateways, right? They're using those rocks as a gateway, as a dimensional doorway. And it's not a lot different than what I'm doing anywhere in any station space storm, because I believe that we can open those gateways or those portholes as healers, and we're kind of doing the same things that a lot of these old ancient cultures are still doing now in these spiritual places. I'm getting more and more information and understanding too as I go to these places, where, you know, each time I'm going back with a lot more understanding of how those rocks operate, how to use them. So I would say that for when I go back next time, I can open one of those gateways there, and that I was supposed to activate the rocks. I didn't know that, right? I didn't really know how to use them. We think you just stand in the middle of them and they're operational. No, I think we're needed to open that. And so I have this little, we're going to make a circle in the dirt, and me and Sherry and whoever will stand in it, and I'll do this magic there, I suppose. So I'm excited about that. I'm kind of getting trained in what I'll do the next time I go. So the universe has me in training. I said I'll be a museum expert, right? Stonehenge expert by the time I go back, and I'm excited. So we're going to London. It's on the X ley line, right? The one I live on. London is not a nice city. Everyone's like, I want to go to the Eiffel Tower in London, right? And they act like it's like dream destinations, but it's really a shithole. If you know how the Queen runs things, look at India. Look at what they did to India. One of the most beautiful cities ever. They just like to turn things into slums around here. You know how it is. So we're going to see that. I'm like thinking, so I'm researching the ley lines. And it's something that I have this pull to. Like, if you know me, I've been following this conscious energy across the world and leading me around every day of my mission. It's got me here on feed right now, saying we need to talk about this. It's just kind of leading me around. It is an energy I can communicate with, too. I can channel its words on feed. I can communicate with it back and forth, right? It is this kind of conscious energy all around us. Yeah, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to be a storm chaser, right? So I'm checking out where these ley line areas are. I'm like, I think we need to go find the gateway in London, right? And then I was thinking, oh, the gateway's the fucking skull. We're going to the gateway, right? And then we don't even need a gateway. It's a space storm. I'm opening these portholes anyway every time there is a space storm, so that I can manifest and create and flow and heal, and just the everyday stuff I'm doing. So I'm having to do a lot of thinking about this and downloading on it. So I'm real excited. We're going to find that ancient Egypt stuff too. They have so much stuff in there. They have the proof that Jesus wasn't real in that museum, according to some memes I pulled yesterday. They're like, oh, this book is in the British Museum. And me and Sherry were very interested, because they seem to have a lot of stuff in there hidden in plain sight with fake labels and stuff. So I'm having to do a lot of research to see what else is in there. I'm excited to see the actual Egypt stuff. I mean, they only have, you know, those things hold consciousness. That's what we don't understand about objects. They hold energy, they hold consciousness, and things like that. So the thing with any kind of healing, magic, right? We're talking about the same thing, energy and magic. Heal, Reiki and magic, really, right? Encoding energy with our intent. It's really one and the same when I think about it. I don't identify with a lot of those labels people use, but it's one and the same to me. Like, it's not any different. And what is going to make you a powerful channel, which I always say, is that you are service to others. P was asking me to use my abilities to guess his Christmas presents yesterday, and that kind of stuff really annoys me. I tell him that I won't use my abilities for service to self, stupid purposes, like stupid stuff. Like, I take my abilities serious, like I'm not gonna waste them. So a lot of people use their abilities for service to self reasons, right? It could just be like to give people advice or whatever. I'm more about using my abilities to help the all. So first off, we need to be service to others. We're getting that, right? Positive polarity equals service to others. Negative polarity equals service to self. Our intent is very important in this place. So to be a pure channel, you're going to be stronger. That's why we're always detoxing and trying to help people and trying to level up around here. So the more pure that you are on a physical level, on a soul level, and on a mental level, the more powerful of a healer that you'll be too. It's all about your energy. You know, if someone is sick and broken and trying to heal someone else, they're going to be sending them sick and broken energy and be harming them, right? So once we're healed, you know, we have the capability of healing the other people that are sick. You can look at us like little cells in a body, and we have that built-in capability. So we need good energy to be able to do that. If we're broken or at a bad place, you're going to be transferring those same kind of emotions and energy that you're feeling to other people. So it's really important that we're taking care of ourselves first and that we feel good as healers, right? Yep, we need to encode. The best thing that I ever did was unplug from the Reiki boxes, right? And start to encode energy the way that I wanted to. It was probably the biggest effect that I had on my awakening, because I had a lot of past life blocks. I was trying to access Akashic blocks, right? Sorry, you got Akashic access, but only to here. Access denied. So I was getting blocked on a lot of things, and I started to do, I always tell everyone, those past life activations on myself, and it was like opening Pandora's box for me. That, like, I don't even know. I started doing a lot of encoded different kind of activations for things that I wanted. I started having my friends do them on me, and it like opened Pandora's box in my life. Like, in a minute, I could probably see through all those layers of magic that were once again used on me, because I came off the drugs, had an awakening. There was more magic being used. There's a lot of magic being used on humanity to keep us at a certain spiritual level and content with it. So we're always supposed to continue seeking and learning and evolving, right? A lot of people get too comfortable with that I'm awake and that's all there is kind of period that they go through. Encode everything with Reiki, your whole life. People don't understand. I saw someone with car problems. Reiki your car. Yes, electronics have an electromagnetic frequency as well. This is electromagnetic energy, right? Source energy. So make sure you're Reiki everything, your water, your food, your car, if your car is a piece of shit. Things like that. If you're always saying your car is a piece of shit, it will for sure break down. For sure. For sure. Make sure you're sending your car love if it is a piece of shit. Phones. I blow up phones. I went through like 6 phones last year, right? And, like, yeah, like if I get ungrounded, my energy gets a little unstable and crazy. So my phone, like, short-circuited. I'll short-circuit them, like it'll fry out, like it'll freeze and stop working completely, like it got short-circuited. So I was trying not. I hate buying phones. I'm not the girl who wants to go buy the new fucking iPhone or a new phone ever. I hope this one lasts the rest of my Matrix day. So I was like Reikiing my phone, like, please phone, I love you. You're an amazing phone. I need you, right? Please, please. So to get me through till my next phone I could buy. Hi P, I'm just sending love out. I had to send some energy out because I have throat chakra problems going on the whole weekend. I'm lucky I could do videos and talk at Stonehenge, thank God, right? I knew that if I didn't get a lot of rest I was going to lose my voice too, so I was trying to sleep a lot. Perfect. The 5th dimensional gateways are opening. I'm going to celebrate. I'm glad Christmas is over. I'm just glad. I know it can depress a lot of people, whatever. I'm glad it's over. So now we can focus on New Year's Eve, right? let's focus on New Year's, not for the Illuminati, whatever. I didn't Google what that holiday is even for. I'll check it out, because our year doesn't even start then, by the way. Our calendar's messed up. I think it starts with Aries back wherever. So I'll Google that later, see if I can find some fun stuff. I did find out. I put Xmas, like Merry Xmas, if I have to say it. I won't say Christmas, sorry. So I put Xmas. So our admins Googled what it meant yesterday for fun. And X stands for chi, which we know is energy. Math stands for go. So, okay, when I say Merry Xmas, it means energy go. Probably like energy drain, just to let you know. Just to let you know. So I'm excited to move to New Year's Eve because, you know what, this is a hard year energetically for this whole planet. There's been so much clearing and purging and releasing and transmuting and trying to wake people up or whatever's going on here, right? And it's been a hard year, but this, when I look at it, I look at it just like when I see the windows I'm in my life. We're in a 2-year window. You can just look at it like a quarantine too. That we can't progress forward until we complete these 2 years. So we're stuck in this window. And this is a purification period. When they talk about the day of purification, the Hopi, they're talking about this window we're in, that we're being purified before we can enter this new earth. Yes, changing your perception and healing your mind and your body will change your entire reality, but we have not arrived in those 5th dimensional frequencies. While we're getting blasts of a lot of that energy at times, right? We have not arrived. I look at it like this planet, I don't have a good astrological understanding when it comes to astronomy, right? I'm into astrology, not astronomy. But this planet is moving through space and it is moving to higher and higher frequency energy. And we are going to, when we enter 2020, so the end of this year before we're entering 2020, we will be hitting those 5th dimensional frequencies for good, permanently. So a lot is happening. I believe this planet is at a 4th dimensional level. Yes, evil can progress until the 5th dimension. Yes, evil will still exist in the 5th dimension until we get to 60, which is oneness. Which is oneness. That, yeah, people don't understand that. They're like, oh, the planet looks the same, so we haven't ascended. No, we are ascending, and the dark is coming with us to a certain point. It is serving people because it is giving us an opportunity to grow and to learn side by side for the moment. But people say we need light and dark to exist. We will evolve out of that point. If you see the places we once lived or have lived, especially galactically, that kind of stuff, that kind of darkness didn't exist in people. They had evolved past that to a certain place where it wasn't around. The people that think you're nuts, yeah, your family will probably think you went off the deep end at some point. Okay, well, if they don't, go further down the rabbit hole. You need to keep going. So at some point, your vibration may irritate the people that you were vibing with. I was always very close to my family, my siblings, especially after going through such a trauma together. And we were a lot closer than most families, but I found that when I had my awakening, and I changed my frequency while my family's still vibing on the same frequencies, I fell out of alignment with that. It just was no longer serving me at some point, so everyone just thought I was insane and lost my mind. Like, can you stop doing videos? Right? And can you stop broadcasting this shit all over Facebook? They didn't like that, whatever. Everyone just kind of will think you lost your mind. It's okay. I have found that those same people later will come to you very interested in what you're doing. Of course, if you're me, I have no time for that disloyalty shit. And when they did come to me asking me questions about Reiki and yoga, I didn't care. I said, I'm busy saving the planet and I can't really chat right now. But they will come back to you. People don't understand that, right? The people that are, you know, questioning what you're into spiritually, just trust me on this. It's kind of funny how the universe works and everything comes full circle. What goes up must come down. I've also found a lot of people from my past that have found me when they had their awakening that are in our groups now. People from like my childhood in Florida and stuff like that, where people have, you know, come and found me and are, you know, vibing with us still. So people that I thought that I probably would never talk to again, right? And those are your soulmates, the people that are coming back to you from your past that have had awakenings too. We have had more soulmate interactions than we've been led to believe in this matrix. On every level, you've at least met like 20 soulmates when you've woken up. And they're usually not romantic. That's where people are getting confused, because prior to our awakening, we're usually learning in karmic experiences that teach us how to love ourselves and be whole by ourselves on some level. So they're usually not the soulmates. They could be some of your siblings, family members, your friends, people you learned with. People with similar stories to you. If you look at me and Brittany and Nicola, or some of us, you could hold up our lives side by side like a holographic imprint. And they might even look kind of identical with a lot of the lessons that we've been through to get where we are as teachers too, right? Hi, Dale. We want to know places to go in London that we're not allowed to explore. No, I had to stop joking about these sites, right? I know, I'm like, I'm reading about the skulls, and I told Sherry we can't laugh when we're at the skull. We need to do this very ceremonial. And I'm thinking back to Stonehenge, because I'm just like, thank God my phone died. I'm supposed to laugh and play and have fairy fun there, right? And so I'm really thinking about it like that. But I think that's what we're supposed to be doing, is trying to have more fun and stuff like that. So we will be very ceremonial when we approach the skull and ask for its assistance. But we want to know if there's any other like cool places in London we could check out outside, maybe. Outside. I'm looking at the ley lines and stuff like that. There is a place here where I live like that. I think they have their own Stonehenge here, but it's kind of hidden because this is on a ley line too. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on the structures, not really learning anything new though. Some of these videos, I see why I don't watch videos too, because some of the ones I turned on were like, just like, some of the ones I watched, they were like saying the ley lines are satanic and one of them and all this stuff, and I'm just like, they had a lot of 3D perspective Illuminati ley line videos on there, I saw. So I was looking at this stuff. I feel like I'm just colliding with my past lives coming to the UK anyway, because I've never felt more at home in these energies and with this stuff over here. I may have been sent to the rocks to open the porthole. Dale, I didn't know we had to open the gateway. I just thought we could stand in it with the space storm, right? So I'm getting more understanding too. I'm getting trained in some Stonehenge magic we can bring there, right? So I think we have to go back now. I'm already ready to go back and do it again. I got a lot more understanding, and I'm getting trained over here at my house. The Templar Church. How about I dated? How about if I say I got targeted by looking back, right? I dated a 32nd degree Mason. It was real weird how they ended up in my life, all like synchronistic, right? So I already, he wouldn't tell me anything anyway. He would say their lie that they brainwashed people with that, oh, our lodge didn't really know what they were talking about. He was a 32nd degree, whatever kind of Templar and a Knight Templar, and he was actually knighted, or they knight them. And he wouldn't really tell me a lot, but I have a psychic abilities, so I just downloaded and hijacked everything he ever knew off of him. And he would get very upset with me towards the end of our relationship, where I would put my opinions out about the things going on in these organizations. My belief is, my point of view anyway, is that they may have these artifacts, this stuff that they was taken from Atlantis, things like that. They don't know how to use it. You need a certain purity level to be doing the stuff that we're into on every level, so they're not even going to be able to decipher it or be able to use it anyway. I feel like that's why I got roped into it too. They need a woman to open that porthole. They're real into the Holy Trinity, alchemy, and the things that we're into, but they're using them for dark purposes, right? They like that power. Some people do that. They turn to that dark power because they don't have that spiritual purity level, so they can't access the things that we can on every level, so they turn to that stuff, and they like it. I was also concerned this person didn't light up my entity scan, too, at the end, right? That they clearly have a lot more technology being used to alter our consciousness experience and things like that. That was concerning to me too, because I would say that people are getting possessed by high-ranking demons in these organizations with the rituals that they're doing and the things that they're bringing through. And it didn't light up my internal built-in scanning I have too, so that was kind of concerning to me too. We're going to the museum. I don't know what else we're doing there. I just need to get out of here. I said I might not come back, hopefully. We're going to go use the crystal to call home and say we want picked up at the rocks next time. And where's our ride home? And we're done here. We quit light working. We're ready to go back to space. I think you forgot to pick us up. Can you come get us? So we're going to go to the museum. Yeah, I know where their ley line structure is. It's underneath the cathedral. That's where London's actual stone circle is. I'm not sure what kind of structure was under there. They built their fucking church on top of the sacred site. I'm not going near that cathedral. I'm not going near the palace ever either. They're not places I want to go. Yeah, we're going on a field trip. I need to get out. I'm ready for spring. I'm reading the comments. I'm obsessed with the ley lines. I don't know why. I'm a grid worker. I got grid hacking abilities. So the universe sent me to first Shasta on the ley lines, and I got a tour of the entire, most of the US's ley lines on the drive to California. We drove across the country and we checked out a lot of different energetic areas. We saw a lot of what the elite was doing to that grid. In the US anyways. I went to Shasta. I was practicing harnessing and channeling out that ley line energy because I had never lived around it before, right? So I did my little Shasta thing. I came here and everyone just thought I was crazy in California when I kept posting pictures of Stonehenge and the rocks. And, you know, I can remember when I ran into Dale that I saw he was already had talked to me, but I saw the Stonehenge pictures on his page and I was already kind of getting pulled to Stonehenge. Like, I can't describe it. I just follow this intuitive soul pull that is leading me around. Next, I get to go to London. Like, no questions asked. I'm going to follow it around. So, I feel like those are my past lives colliding anyway. When you're talking to me about the Druid stuff, well, I think I did that in past lives. I was told that my whole consciousness group was the Druids that got killed by the elite. I wish I could remember. And you know where we got this information? From the water protector natives that were around with the DAPL. I had a member of my soul group that I sent there. He was doing video footage so we could have someone there for video footage of what was happening with that. I just consider it a spiritual war. Yes, the government and the natives, spiritual war over the water. When all that happened, I was covering a lot of my feeds. I'm real into it. I kept streaming the live videos from my friend, whatever. So he went and studied with those water protector natives, and he stayed there for months and was getting so much crazy information about Sirius and the blue stars and the Celts and the Druids and things like that. So some of these places, like the Hopi, I know that I had past lives there. I have a lot of the native knowledge that when I was around a lot of my native friends, that I have the same knowledge I hold. And I had spent past lives in these places. And it's just kind of like all of my past lives and Akashic kind of colliding with me right now. So I already know, like, the knowledge that's being taught in these places. I hold it in myself. I already just have a good understanding of it, of what I brought here, in terms of energy and the things I'm already doing. Like, I don't even know, right? Like, I just kind of already know how to use this stuff around us. So we definitely have connections with these places. That's why a lot of our movements are being pulled to these areas. I'm not the only one that's suddenly talking about going to Shasta or Stonehenge and things like that. I believe we hid, you know, I'm always going to say we hid things throughout time and space for us to go access now doing this ascension, and that it was dangerous to carry this kind of information and knowledge on very real levels going through the matrix asleep. Not awake, asleep with the things that play at low states of consciousness. So, you know, when I went to Shasta, it was to download things, and I feel the same way about Stonehenge too, that we're downloading maybe codes, knowledge, whatever, downloading things we need now for our ascension in these places that was stored there. Just like I would store chi balls there, right? There's a lot of energetic data stored in these places. I'm reading the comments. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many people when I'm doing Akashic stuff. I mean, I describe this place. Everyone just pictures like we've always been here in modern day. But at the beginning of this cycle, we would have started out in very tribal places with a lot of fear, that were very connected to nature, the spiritual herbs, herbal medicine, energy, the same things we're into now. Like, that's what I tell people with that kid wanting to do black magic. Is Holly here? Holly, you were right. That guy, I sent him like a link. He goes, thanks, I guess, to me. The guy asked him about black magic. Then he says someone attacked him. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was unclear. You were asking about sending black magic on the post. You know, I'm all over that. I'm like, free will violations? The universe had me right there watching Aunt Holly, I saw, right? Free will violations occurring in a light worker group, right? We're like all over it. I saw. You were right. You're always right. Sally was like, we are psychics. We see through the bullshit. Alright, so I'm feeling a pull to these ley lines. I'm like an energy conductor. If you do the little body graph, I'm an energy manifester like a lot of the people around us. And I can only describe it like all I need is like Holly hanging out, Allie, right? Someone hanging out, and I'll generate a crazy energy, right? I'll start generating energy. All I gotta do is vibe. Enough energy, I can channel it out to a lot of people on feed. I'm always channeling galactic energy too, if you know me, source energy, whatever. So I'm kind of like my own little rocks. I'm my own little energy receiver, right? Those rocks are energy receivers, powerful energy receivers. So I'm kind of like my own little rock crystal over here. With what I'm doing, absorbing and transmuting and processing frequencies like any other healer. So it's really powerful, like when you go like hug the rocks and stand by them, it really like affects your DNA kind of, I mean your DNA in your body almost permanently too. They talk about how good those sacred sites are for our ascension and the things that they can do. Yeah, if it's not African magic, you're full of shit. That's kidding. Gabrielle, we need to do our global meditation when I'm done with vacation, and we should do it before New Year's Eve, like, or something, or even if you're doing around then, so we can do like a New Year's whatever meditation. I don't know. I went to a lot of these sites asleep. I was always one that will just run away, if you know me, right? Very independent. That's the one thing about losing a parent at such a, my parents at such an early age. I learned how to be very independent in this life, so I'm grateful. So I lived in the Middle East, and I just got in a car accident. I came back a little different. I didn't want to go back to the prison planet, and it just kind of ruined my perspective of that sleeping illusion reality, right? So when I went to the Wailing Wall, which was very, very familiar to Stonehenge this time with what people do there, right? That would be on a ley line gateway area too. That's a porthole too, they say. It was originally a temple, a very old temple. That's why I think the rocks are from a temple too. And literally people go, and when I went even asleep, I could feel the energy so crazy that I remember describing it from my little 3D perspective as God. That you could feel this energy all around you that is the most spiritual feeling in the world. And I can only describe that energy as God even asleep, right? And so I went and put my prayer on a piece of paper. I made a real selfless prayer too and put it in there. And it was a very spiritual, profound experience for me going there. I was very asleep though when I went to like the pyramids in Israel and the Middle East. So, and I was at the Dead Sea and all these places, but I didn't have the same appreciation spiritually. I was seeing it from a third dimensional perspective. Now when I'm doing these adventures, I'm seeing the multi-dimensional that goes with it too. But even doing the third dimensional perspective, it had crazy impact on my energy and effects on me. Go to Shasta. It's beautiful there. The energy, you know what? I forget the other, I'm going to always forget the other mountain there that has a masculine energy. I always forget the name of it, the one I went to that's near Shasta. I went to another mountain and I liked that energy better. Maybe I like that masculine energy. I'm so used to the feminine energy. We're going to be working on the masculine this week too. I can't wait. Someone's like, where are all the awake guys in your groups, right? I'm like, they're here. They're probably more quiet. They are here. The awake guys do exist, I assure you. It's not a myth. Because a lot of the amins and healers have people they can't wake up around them, right? They have people as much as they're trying, partners, people they're with, and things like that. But it is real. We're going to work on masculine energy because I think that we've really mastered the feminine in these groups, which is good. I'd rather work on the feminine all day long. But we can work on some masculine energy too this week. I'm excited. We will work on waking up the masculine furtherly with our feminine energy. So I can't wait. We're gonna do that too. I want to do an astrology feed this week. We can talk about just different traits for astrology signs, your life mission according to your astrology sign, you know, abilities according to astrology, all sorts of things. You can really use astrology for a lot. I was watching a lot about the alignments of Stonehenge, and you know that it's very astrological, just like the pyramids, the entire ley line is. So we'll talk astrology this week too. Magic. I'm going to do some magic on my steps, I said, with the black salt Holly got me into, right? I got a bag of it. So I said, since, you know, let people violate your free will. The universe will jack people up on all new levels that violate free will. So sometimes it's good for the cops to come violate my free will because they'll learn a lesson from the universe from it. So they don't care about my energetic boundaries. P is learning about energy fast, living with me. And he's like, good. I'm like, yep, you get the idea now. That's why we make it clear with our free will. Good. So I'm going to add salt to my energetic boundary I put around the house that they didn't respect or care about violating my free will. So that's magic, right? Salt. You guys see in all the movies, they put themselves in a ring of salt. The bad guy can't get in the circle, right? How many movies have we seen like that, right? Where they're in trouble and they put themselves in the circle of protection. Circles are the shape that Stonehenge was in, right? They're circles. Those are for magic. They are for protection, healing, all sorts of things, right? So, your intent is anything that makes that something magic. That salt is from Amazon, right? It's not magic salt. I went to Amazon and I bought it off Amazon. This salt is not magic. It does not have magical properties until you make it so with your intent and what you're using it for, right? It's time to make your own magic. Now, the real practitioners of magic are not using it to try to control their reality. I said that kid was like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum asking about the black magic that he clearly didn't get his way. He's seeing it as some person he wants to jack up, not the universe delivering the lessons for them, and that, you know, he might be attacking God in doing so. Not seeing the big picture. The real people that were practitioners of magic were very few. Very few. To be service of others, to be a pure channel, to be using your abilities to help people only, not for selfish reasons, things like that. So there's very few of us than the dark practitioners of magic, which is a little bit easier. They can just say some kind of like occult spell, go drink the Masonic cup of blood, whatever they do, right? So, you know, you have to have energetic knowing to be using this stuff. We should be using our knowing for healing and protection only, ever. Not to control the outcome of reality. People who want a love spell, that guy's just not that into you. He left. Why try to put a spell on them, violating their free will when they don't even like you? Why would you do that? That's trying to control your reality. So people will turn to magic as a means to control situations they don't like. I look at that. That's the main basis of black magic, control. They're trying to use black magic to control this reality, our perception of things they can't control, aka us. So I look at it like there was tons. I had black magic used on me through the matrix, through these systems. So I look at it like there's a lot of magic. The only thing that can undo black magic is white magic, healing, Reiki, right? We can break those chains through people, through Reiki, through healing, through good energy. It's the only thing that will get through that magic spell, keeping people asleep. The universe did not. They'll teach you in everything I got trained in spiritually that the universe sends you here, tortures you, you wake up, and it's part of the process. We were put back to sleep with magic. We were all born very awake here, and through our television and indoctrination, we got put back to sleep through magic. Words are spells, right? We went to spend a lot of time in school too. I look at all of you guys as magic. When Holly sends me something, the bath salts, she sends me her bath salts. I need more too. I'm gonna try to hit you up, maybe a link or something, right? Can we get this bath salt business going? So when she sends me these salts, they are magic. They have her energy, her love, her intent in them, right? P was making fun of my wallet I have, but my sister sent it to me like 10 years ago, and she never sends me presents anymore. But it has her energy in it, right? It's kind of like home to me. It has my family's energy in it, right? So Nicola sends me some oil, magic oil from Nicola. That our energy is magic, and if you put your love in something, it contains your magic. That's why you want to get rid of objects the psychopaths and entities gave you. If you ever had a love bite, psychopath, narcissist, someone who is completely trying to destroy you, make sure you don't keep any gifts they gave you, no matter how cute they look. So, when you're at a low frequency, your abilities will be dormant. Don't tell me you were born here with gifts like that. I know we were a little bit psychic and tuned in, but come on, let's get real. We're only beginning to open our gifts. So, when we're at low frequency, those are bad for starseeds. Bad. Because then you can't access your higher self, your abilities, your galactic connection, whatever. Swear, it wasn't good for me. I was the one that, I labeled myself agoraphobia. I told my family and friends, I have agoraphobia, I just can't leave the house, it gives me anxiety. And I probably was at home for like a year period, maybe 2-year period, just at home working, doing other kind of business stuff from home, right? So, I have agoraphobia, right? I get anxiety going out in the Matrix. So they have all these cute labels for all the anxiety disorders going on. Anxiety equals low frequencies. Means you're taking on lower energies, low frequencies. That anxiety, it's like built-in scanning to let you know things are not okay. So people go get the Xanax, and most medications that are prescribed are psychotropics or like anxiety medications, believe it or not. So, you know, when you start to elevate your frequencies, which we're doing fast with this Ascension now, with what's happening globally, our abilities are coming out more and more. The more you use your abilities, you know, the stronger they'll get too. When I'm in the dream state, my abilities are like 1,000,000 times better than here too, I noticed. If you're having dreams and you have weird abilities, if you have dreams you remember and you are able to do crazy things, those are your gifts here. Those are where we're headed too. So we're practicing with our abilities a lot in the dream state, and we're able to use them better because clearly it's less dense in those dream versions of reality. So we're kind of getting our abilities back rapidly in the dream realm too, I noticed lately. Hi, Brian. Yeah, I'm going to do some spring cleaning here too. I'm real excited. I noticed that when I made these timeline jumps, I had to get rid of all my stuff, first going to California and then coming here twice. Within like a couple month period, I got rid of my stuff. If you know me, I got new stuff, right? Desiree, come bring me some shirts and clothes, right? I got new stuff and I had to get rid of that stuff too when I came here. Sometimes it's good to move the energy like that. I know that's happened a lot where we've lost material objects in the Matrix. It could have been a smashed up car or some jewelry that broke or some clothes that ripped. We're constantly losing and shedding material items too as we're moving forward on our path. The universe doesn't want us to have a necklace for 50 years that we just wear every day and love it. It wants us to continue to create new experiences and to experience as much as possible here. You can fly in your dreams. That's where we're headed here. I'm not even joking. People don't understand that. The energies are just going to keep going up, and it's good because anything of a low frequency is getting destroyed as we're elevating. It might not look like this matrix is changing, but it really is as we're changing ourselves. That's where we're headed, that we will be able to levitate objects, fly. Your abilities will be like 1,000,000 times more amplified. So we're really at the beginning phases of this ascension too. We really are. I blow fire. Work with fire energy more, right? What I work with fire energy too. I swear. I have Aries ascending, so I can tune into fire. I don't really like it out of all the elements. It's not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite, actually. But that is an element that I can tune into and harness. Fire is a very creative energy, and it's a huge transmitter. Practice doing breath work with the violet flame. Practice blowing and sucking in the violet flame. Visualize your breath purple and do some kind of breathing exercises too. Hi, Diana. We were talking about magic and energy. I'm wrapping it up. I'm going back to my vacation. I'm going to clean my house. So, yeah, we're going to make a circle at Stonehenge. I got given what we're going to do there to make the rocks work better. I got given a little recipe we'll use. I can't wait. I'm real excited about it. We got to draw a circle in the dirt and do some stuff. I'm fucking really excited about it. It's like, I don't know, I get lit up following my soul around. I told my husband that I can do his template if he wants, his prison planet template, and I do it pretty good. It just gets very boring to my soul, and I told him it'll eventually just kill my soul on every level. Just doing this prison planet work till you die stuff, like it really will. I just take creating and manifesting, those are circles. They're powerful. Well, the circles are broken. Things I didn't know till I got home, right? When I start downloading on stuff. Yeah, they broke the circles up. They put houses in the middle of the bigger outer rings. They were meant to be used as maybe there's 3 circles, Stonehenge, and then the city, the town, and they put their houses, and then I was seeing how they have their power lines running through these places too, and these are places that work on electromagnetic frequencies, so when we have like Wi-Fi towers running through these sacred sites, it can throw off the electromagnetic frequencies too. They really did a good job desecrating this stuff. They really did. So they have their houses right here. In the middle of it, it can throw off the frequencies and whatever. So we're going to have to make our own circle now. Hi, Sherry. I downloaded Magic for Stonehenge last night. I was getting trained in some ley line areas. I was looking at London. I don't know. Doing scientific research is what I like to do. Scientific research. I'm real excited. I did order an EMF detector, but it lights up real easy. I'll see if it works good. I got a couple on my phone that I know worked because they were picking up device electromagnetic frequency here. So I was looking for some apps we could use too, just in case we run into any more crazy spirit energy or whatever, right? I will document it and be excited about it. So I'm doing that. I'm going to try to get Mike to give me some information on both these topics, London and Stonehenge. I've been having a hard time finding him with these storms, right? But he's full of like extraterrestrial information, unlike me. I'm into energetic stuff, right? He has a completely different kind of vast array of information, and most of it extraterrestrial based, so we'll try to get him on video too. I'm ready for the crop circles too, because they start doing them usually around the first week of June, or maybe a little bit earlier, but in that window, another window, right? So they start to do these crop circles too. I really want to manifest one at Stonehenge or near there so we can see it, and it's going to happen. I can already tell it's coming. At Sherry, I was like, we're going to drive into the government place, and we did. And I do this with my husband. This is coming. I just tell him what's happening, and he doesn't listen to me and acts like I'm nuts, and then it happens, and I'm like, how many times do I have to do this before he listens, right? So I can tell what's coming. A crop circle is coming into our reality. We are going to get a crop circle merging into our reality in our timeline for when we go to Stonehenge this summer at one point, and I can't wait. It'll be the spring or summer one. I can't wait. It's coming. Everyone can think I'm nuts now. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was me that got killed. That's why I don't like the government, because I understand that teaching about the same things I'm into is dangerous. That's why they say that Druids don't carry written records and things like that, that they know that, you know, this stuff can be used against us on very real levels, that people take the stuff that we're teaching and they use it for the dark. They use it against people. It's why they have a lot of secret societies and a lot of secrecy about the spiritual in a lot of ways, not just in that culture, and many. And I see why. I've had the same thing happen to me on feed, where I can't talk about a lot of things on feed to protect humanity. So I talk about what I can and what I can put out there, but I see all of this. Yeah, they built churches. Yup. I probably had to go help neutralize the frequencies, right? They got their churches over here. And you know what the churches do? They channel negative energy. You go into a church, it's going to be full of guilt, fear, all sorts of negative shit, right? Like, oh my god, I had to go to church for this kid's baptism, and it was so fucking scary, like a year and a half ago. The stuff I was hearing and seeing. So it generates like the worst kind of energy. So what happens is you put a church on this ley line structure, fill it with negative energy, and it's going to distribute across that network of energy, right? The ley lines. So this is how they hijacked these grids. They put their shit structures on them, and then they generate a negative energy going into the ley lines and throwing off the grid. That is their goal anyway. Yeah, hospitals, another entity playground. top entity playgrounds, prisons, schools, hospitals. Because you're watching your kid while you're at home, so, you know, the second they go to school, the dark figures that can go jack your kid up when you're not around. A lot of kids, space kids have school kind of problems. It could be with teachers, right? Whoever's at a low frequency that can be, you know, used to target them. Sometimes it could be teachers, things like that, other kids. Hi, Nikki, I'm wrapping this up. Yeah, I can't deal with this stuff. I couldn't deal with Christmas either. I tried to keep my mouth shut the whole day. I was on my best behavior. I was on my best behavior, right? I was like, first off, I'm not into that kind of family stuff, because I don't even do my own family stuff, right? I'm just not into holidays, and even asleep, Christmas just goes against my programming in some way as an indigo, I say. I don't know, I'm just not that into it. I can see what it does to the frequencies. That's why I had to go live today, because it'll crash the frequencies today, and then I'll come back tomorrow because the energy will go back up. But it really has a negative effect. I always say it's like Valentine's Day. Yeah, it looks like a love and light love holiday, right? How about like half of the population will be depressed on Valentine's Day when they look at their love life? So it really does something bad to the frequencies, and I look at it like that with Christmas. But I'm glad we did Santa Claus's birthday yesterday and Horace's birthday. I'm excited. I can't go in hospitals either. Oh my god, I can't go in a lot of places. Right? The spiritual will see me, like when I went to court. It always concerns me, the ones that can see me a lot of the time that are not woke. Alright, I'm getting off of here. I'm trying to decide what to do for my day off. I want to hang this tapestry up. I'm trying to decide what to do. I might do some warrior paint. We'll see, right? It's actually nice out here that the storm is dissipating today. So the energies are going to calm down, like I said. Then don't worry, Christmas will help. So the storm energy is dissipating right now, but it's still an amazing window to be manifesting since we're approaching the new year. So, you know, through the month of January, you guys should be really focused on manifesting and putting your vibrations out. Yeah, I'm not a Christmas person. I did Christmas. We're doing a meditation, not today because I'm taking the day off. I will find you. I'm trying to think of what else I'm forgetting, right? I ordered some quartz. Yeah, now I'm on this quartz kick. It was my first crystal I was attracted to anyway. I would use it for protection when I first woke up. So, you know, I already know that we're turning from carbon to crystalline. The pets, the kids, all life on this planet. It's why we see a lot of the animal die-offs happening too. If you look at the space storms, it coincides with any kind of animal die-offs. Every space storm we're having a lot of like fish die, whatever, a lot of sea life mainly, because it can't handle the upgrade going through it. So we're seeing that happen a lot. We're turning to crystalline. A quartz crystal would have an absence of carbon completely. It's why they can't test how old those skulls are. So, you know, I always knew we're turning to crystalline. They say crystalline how I got trained, right? But then it makes sense to me that those are human skulls and that they hold human consciousness, that they're much different than people are assuming. That's where our body is headed to. Those would have been Atlantean skulls probably. And that's what form people were in, that they didn't have all that dense carbon weighing them down. I think it's very similar. I haven't had a chance to look it up, to what happens to stars too, right? They say we're star seeds. We're made of the same chemical as carbon and whatever stars are made out of. But we're changing, and so do stars. They turn into supernovas and merge together and do the same stuff humans do, right? As above, so below. And have a lot of the same components that we're made of. So it resonates that we're turning into that clear quartz crystal material. So based on that, clear quartz would be really good for your ascension. If we're trying to attune and align with clear quartz frequencies, it would really help with what we're going through in terms of upgrades. Clear quartz is really good for bringing back your dream recollections, dream work, meditation, protection, all sorts of things. So maybe get some more clear quartz crystals. I ordered a couple so I can maybe bring them to Stonehenge or something and charge them there, right? And I ordered some, I'm going to say it wrong, right? Moldavite. I got some Moldavite. I think I need some more space rocks here, and I'm sick of waiting on Mike to mail me my shit. So I got some Moldavite, and I'll be using that too for healing. You guys know I'm really into malachite, that I'm always wearing one around my neck. It is my go-to. I think that healers need more orange and green crystals. on every level. We're trying to channel heart chakra based work, right? So I'm really attracted to greens in my life, more oranges. I keep on working on my sacral. Yeah, more clear quartz though. Gabrielle doesn't use many crystals. I don't either usually, but now I am. I'm big on gridding though. I haven't had time, but usually I make a grid every day, especially if I have a huge mission objective. I start gridding it. Shit starts getting real in my life when you see the grids coming out, right? I should be gridding every day. Grids are powerful for anything you're putting your intent into them for. I always make all my grids for love and manifesting, right? But you can make them for anything that you want. I'm very careful when I grid. I'll put music on, but I'm careful with my thoughts and what energy I'm putting into those stones too when I'm making my grid. I gotta stay focused on whatever I'm trying to encode them for. Playing with crystals will really ground you though, that you can go make your grid and play with crystals. It's very meditative. Just to grid and things like that. So more crystals, they're really powerful. They are just liquefied Earth's energy, and they're powerful in terms of electromagnetic frequencies. I was trying to ask P about it because I'm real into auras and energy fields and what these kind of things can do for us as ascension tools. More crystals. Sleep with them around your bed. I have to grid my bed if you know me. I have to grid my bed. I'll grid the whole house, but I'll do the windowsills and grid it, right? I'll do a nice little grid around the house. A lot of the time it depends, but I grid the rooms I'm in the most at least, right? I'm in my bedroom a lot, so I do a grid around my bed. I put selenite wands under my bed too because I'm huge on the subconscious and the other realms. I'm usually more tuned into them than here, right? So, I don't know, I do a lot of dream work. I really have a lot of lucid astral kind of experiences and things like that as ways to gain information. So I use a lot of selenite or clear quartz around my bed to grid it on whatever level. Yeah, more grids. It's a really good time of year to do it for manifesting. Where do I go to stones? I think I like to get bulk crystals if possible because it's cheaper, right? So when I was living in America, I would go on eBay and put in like bulk crystals, or on Amazon sometimes. I've been getting my whole life on Amazon UK right now just because it's easier than leaving the house and going to get a bunch of shit. So I pretty much order everything I need on Amazon, and I've been getting some crystals on there. Look on eBay though, it's probably cheaper, and you can usually get bulk crystals from another country really cheap of some certain kinds. So I put in like bulk crystals when I search. We have stuff to put in my grids here, like feathers, little pinecone nut things that I wanted to. There's like a whole thing of them downstairs. I'm gonna take the whole basket and come grid with them, and things like that. I noticed P's mom has pine cones all over her house. Pine cones all over her house. When I first woke up, I found a pine cone, and then I brought it home, and it opened up, and I thought it was real symbolic of what was going on with my third eye at the time. Pine cones definitely represent your pineal gland on every level. So, more crystals. They're really powerful for anything you want to use them for, any kind of intent. Like we're talking about making our own magic, right? I'm into manifesting. That's what I'm doing for my magic. Manifesting the shit I need for my mission so I can just keep doing videos on a loop for the rest of infinity or until we get out of here. So I'm into manifesting. I have to stay creating, whether it is the face paint or your face paint. Stupid things, stupid small things. I just stay really focused on creating and drawing things to me that are small and stupid generally. But it keeps me focused. Then I'm focused on manifesting. I'm avoiding the drama going on around me. And I'm kind of doing my own little thing. So just stay creating, whether it's crystals, you know, things that you need spiritually, your bills paid, whatever you're trying to do in your life. Just stay focused on it. We're going to learn that we could just eventually here have one thought, and it will instant manifest. Sorry, we're not in 5D. We will be dangerous there right now. People are still having negative thoughts going on. It would manifest into war and destruction. So we have to get a grip on our mind. But if you're in a lucid dream and you think of something and it instantly materializes in front of you, it will instantly happen. That's where we're headed. But there's such a delay between our thoughts and reality that people aren't grasping this, the law of attraction. So we're going to learn how to become masters of our mind and just be able to think something and it will instantly happen too. So I'm noticing the duration in between when we put out our energetic intentions and when we receive these manifestations is kind of shortening in duration. So our manifestations are coming to us a lot more rapidly too. but this reality and everything about it is changing, and it is becoming more like that dream state. And so literally it's going to be like you think about something and it's instantly there. So we really have to get a grip on the things that we're trying to create around here, like on every level. I'm getting off here now. I'm getting off here now. I'll be back live again tomorrow, at least for a 420 feed. So at least I'll be on here while I'm doing my vacation. I did get 2 boxes like this big of bath bombs yesterday, which makes me happy, right? Got like 2 boxes like that big, which makes my whole life if you know me, right? Like most people will be like, oh, I'm like, yes, I live in the bathtub. I'm half mermaid, I think. I just need a lot of salt. I had someone asking me, what's salt do? And I'm like, it will completely purify your energy. So, you know, if you go to Christmas and you're around a lot of energy and picking up stuff, then I can go home and I can, you know, purify myself, clear my energy, whatever it is. It's very important for me. I'm very energy sensitive on every level. I'm just filtering in anything. I don't white light myself. I don't protect myself. I'm just here. I figure if someone is stupid enough to send some bad energy, not my problem. So I'm always taking in a lot more energy than most people. Holly was talking to me about it, about doing my videos. I said sometimes my videos take a lot of energy out of me because I'm opening myself up on video and allowing anyone that wants to connect to me, right? Then people see me, and then they're able to connect to me easier than if I was, you know, at home hidden. So I'm opening myself up to a lot more energetically doing my feeds. And, you know, some days are worse than others doing my videos, and it can take a lot of energy. So I have to take very good care of my own energy and make sure that I'm taking salt baths to detox out any of those lower energies I'm picking up. We're like sponges, and it doesn't matter if it's Facebook. You're still interacting with people, and you're having the same energetic exchange as if you were in person on here. We tend to forget that. So a lot of the times I'm just working here on Facebook, and trust me, I can feel all that energy that I'm picking up as I'm doing these exchanges around us. So even on Facebook, we're always picking up a lot of energies, connecting with so many people. Facebook gives us an opportunity to post something, and your 5,000 friends can connect with you and see what you're posting, and you're exchanging energy with the people that are seeing your posts. So we're picking up a lot of debris just from using Facebook and electronics too, not realizing that it is like the same as in person with some of these exchanges. What I like about Facebook is I can control who I let into my world on here, right? I have the weird kid in my inbox. I'm just like, block, gone, out of my reality. It can be a lot easier than real life, right? Blocked, gone forever, magic, voila, right? It can be a lot easier when you're on Facebook to block and get rid of people. So I like my little online world because I can keep it a certain way and keep it a certain vibration a lot easier than going into the matrix and the things around me. I think most of the problem people are having is that we're allowing ourselves to drop down to other people's frequencies and not making them rise to ours to meet us. So you can go out into 3D or around your family at Christmas, and instead of staying on your same frequency, you drop down to theirs, and it makes you feel like shit or feel sick to lower your frequency. So it's really important when we're having any type of interactions that we're setting our own frequency. I have to do that daily. Like, I'm vibing on my own frequencies, not like the rest of humanity on that low frequency. I'm choosing my frequency. So, you know, if I go around people at a low frequency and I'm allowing myself to drop my frequency to meet their perception, it's always going to be bad for me. So we have to master keeping our vibration where it's at. Being around pretty much anyone too. It's something we have to work at around here. Because that's why a lot of people don't feel good when they're around toxic people, because you're absorbing their frequency instead of just staying on yours too. Things to think about. Love and light.